Everybody, Andy here again. Another update, another day, another exciting day, another fairly exhausting day actually. I've been here sort of 3 and a bit days now with Steve, and things have been pretty hectic. Even today, which I'll come to in a minute, has been more hectic and more exhausting, if that's the right word. I don't know, that may be too strong a term, than we thought it might be. So I left you yesterday with a video with Kurt and with Steve, and we were up at the Griffith Observatory. We carried on that trip. We had a great time with Kurt all day yesterday. He took us around the parts of the city that we would never have got to if we'd been left to our own devices, because we haven't got a car here. So we would have been on foot or would have to use public transportation, and it wouldn't have been easy. We probably wouldn't have ventured out to some of these places. He took us out. We went out to Beverly Hills, went down Rodeo Drive, and looked around some of the houses over that sort of way, an area that everybody wants to have a look at, I suppose, and the difference between the different parts of the city. Also, just the size of the city becomes apparent, especially when you're up at somewhere like the Griffith Observatory, looking down across the city, hazy as it might be, but it just stretches out right across and gives you a really good perspective of the size of the place. A great viewpoint, a great vantage point, and you see that sort of real classic LA scene there that you're so familiar with. I think I made the comment that you drive around somewhere like Los Angeles, it's a bit like New York, but you feel that you already know some of it because you've seen it in so many movies, so many TV shows, etc. There's sort of, oh look, oh yeah, I recognise that sort of thing, and then views, and especially after being on the Universal Studio tour, it made you sort of look out for different bits even more. So we did that, and then after we got back here, Kurt came back with us, and then we met up with Ken RG and Mark, the Frozen Ghost, came to the hotel. They're literally 2 doors down from where I'm talking to you now, and so met up with them, and then Gary came along with Mike, and we all went off with Kurt as well. We went off to a place called Barney's Beanery out in West Hollywood, which Ken had picked out as a particular place that we should go to. Went there, had a great meal, and then came back here, had a couple of beers downstairs in a little bar along the road there, and then went our separate ways. Today we all met up again because Gary and Mike were staying with Jason MB Wolf, who we met today for the first time. What we did today is we went down to Santa Monica, and we'd arranged a little sort of mini meet-up with just some people that put out some feelers for sort of certain people, maybe people that we wanted to meet or something. Didn't want anything too elaborate. We just wanted to keep it nice and low-key and sort of fairly low scale and manageable, I suppose, really. Not everybody who was asked, I don't think, turned up, but Michael, Mick Musing turned up, Rich, word according to Rich, Elaine, 43, turned up as well, apart from obviously Jason coming down. So we had a good time down there in Santa Monica, had a walk along the pier, and then went and grabbed something to eat, and just generally just sort of strolled around, as I said, and it became a bit more of a walking tour than I thought it would, but that's not a problem. It was a nice, easy, relaxed afternoon. And now we've come back here, we're back at the hotel, getting ready to get out and head off for tomorrow. What I intend to do, and I know the other guys are talking about their own particular videos as well, is just sort of like a daily vlog, hopefully, just keeping, partly for me, because it's, as I said before, with anything like this, it's like a little travel diary. It reminds me of the sort of things that went on, the sort of things that happened, but it's also for anybody else out there who's interested, keeping a record of what we've been doing. And I may well try and include some of the other guys on the trip as we go along to get their sort of perspectives, a bit like I did in that video yesterday. Another thing, today we drove down in Ken's car down to Santa Monica, and once again going through different places. He said, oh, I'll take you down here, the La Brea tar pits or something, which I'd heard about, and it's fascinating to see them at fairly close hand, and just going around different parts of the city, as I said, through the eyes of Americans, something that I said before happened when I was out with Gary and Mike on the Chicago-Nashville road trip. You're out here, although I'm with Steve obviously, or everybody else we're interacting with, socialising with, are Americans, and it's just opens things up to you in a different way. A bit like Kurt said, we opened up his eyes to his own city, because he then saw it through somebody else's eyes, and it makes it different. Works exactly the same way, but in reverse. if that makes any sense. So there we go, another great day, plenty more to come. I think it will become a bit more relaxing when we actually set off on the road trip tomorrow, but it doesn't matter, we're on holiday, we're enjoying ourselves. This is the holiday of a lifetime, the chance of a lifetime, a bit like Steve said in the video from yesterday. So there you go, I'm going to leave it there, and I shall speak to you tomorrow. When the video will be posted, I have no idea because of the limited Wi-Fi and things like that. We picked the hotels specifically because they got Wi-Fi, but it's not always able to rely on it as much as you'd like to. Anyway, thanks for your time, and thanks for all the comments on the other videos. I do appreciate it, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Goodbye.